Help me to reach 2,000 subscribers. The music pulsed like a heartbeat through the dim glow of the ballroom, each note wrapping around me with the warmth of nostalgia and dread. Her laughter cut through it, a familiar sound that once softened every hard edge in my world. But now, it felt foreign, distorted, almost cruel. There she was, Emma, in that silver dress I'd bought her for our anniversary last year, spinning in another man's arms. His hand rested low on her back, too low. Her head tilted back in laughter, her fingers tracing the curve of his shoulder. For a moment, my breath refused to come. The world blurred. The clinking glasses, the murmured conversations, the light glinting off champagne flutes, all faded into a muffled hum. All I could see was them. And she wasn't pulling away. I tried to steady my shaking hands by clutching the edge of the table, but the glass slipped, shattering at my feet. Heads turned, eyes lingered, and Emma's smile faltered when she saw me. Her dance slowed. She whispered something to him, something I couldn't hear, and gently untangled herself from his arms. She walked toward me, every step deliberate, her heels clicking like a countdown to something inevitable. "David," she began softly, reaching out. "I didn't know you'd be here already." "I wasn't supposed to be," I said, my voice strained. The meeting ended early. Her lips curved into something that wasn't quite a smile. "You look like you've seen a ghost." I stared at her hand, still faintly glimmering from where his fingers had touched it. "Maybe I have." The rest of the evening was a blur of polite conversation and fake laughter. I kept telling myself it was nothing. Just a dance. Just a friend. But every time she leaned in to whisper to someone, every time her phone vibrated in her clutch and she checked it too quickly, something inside me twisted tighter. When we finally got home, the air between us was thick with unspoken things. She tossed her purse onto the counter and turned to me. "You've been quiet all night." I shrugged, loosening my tie. "Just tired." "From what?" "Watching me." The words hit sharper than she intended, but she didn't take them back. Instead, she leaned against the counter, crossing her arms. "David, you can't keep reading into everything I do. I was just dancing." "Then why didn't you tell me who he was?" She sighed. "Because you do exactly this. Overreact." "Overreact." I laughed bitterly. "Emma, his hand was practically glued to your back." Her eyes flickered, just for a second. "He's an old friend. From college." It meant nothing. But her voice cracked, barely noticeable, but it was there. That night, I lay awake beside her, listening to the soft rhythm of her breathing. My mind replayed that moment in the ballroom again and again. The laughter, the touch, the look she gave him before she saw me. I wanted to believe her. God, I wanted to. But then, something caught my eye. A soft glow from her phone on the nightstand. A message. The screen lit up just long enough for me to see his name. "Had a great time tonight. Couldn't stop thinking about you on the drive home." My stomach dropped. I turned onto my side, pretending to sleep, feeling the sting of tears I didn't want to shed. When morning came, she was already gone, early yoga, according to the note she'd left on the table. But I knew she hated yoga. She only ever said that when she needed a convenient alibi. By noon, I'd made up my mind. I followed her. She wasn't at any yoga studio. Instead, her car was parked near a quiet cafe across town, the kind with dark windows and outdoor tables hidden by vines. I waited in my car, my heart thudding against my ribs as she stepped out, hair pulled back, sunglasses shielding her face. Then he appeared. The same man from the party. Tall, confident, wearing the same careless smile. They embraced. It wasn't friendly. It wasn't innocent. It was slow, intimate, familiar. Something inside me cracked open, but I stayed there, motionless, forcing myself to watch every second, to let the truth sear itself into me so deeply I could never deny it again. When she returned home that evening, her lipstick was smudged and her perfume stronger than usual, as if she'd tried to drown something out. She found me sitting in the kitchen, the phone in my hand. I'd taken photos. Evidence. She froze. "David, what are you doing?" I looked at her, my voice calm but cold. I wanted to make sure I wasn't losing my mind. Her face drained of color. You followed me. I had to. You wouldn't tell me the truth. Tears welled in her eyes, but they didn't fall. She took a shaky breath. It wasn't supposed to happen like this. I almost laughed. What part? The lying, or the betrayal? Neither, she whispered. He was someone I turned to when we started falling apart. I didn't mean to cross that line. But when you stopped seeing me, really seeing me, it just happened. I stood, the chair scraping against the tile. Don't you dare blame this on me. I'm not, she said, her voice trembling. But you have to admit, we've been strangers for a long time. Then why didn't you tell me you were lonely? Why did you let me find out like this? She didn't answer. The silence stretched, filled with years of everything we'd both left unsaid. 4 weeks, we lived like ghosts under the same roof, sharing space, avoiding eyes, pretending the air wasn't heavy with everything broken. She apologized again and again, promised to end it, to rebuild what we'd lost. And I wanted to believe her. I really did. But forgiveness doesn't erase memory. It doesn't unsee what's already been seen. One evening, as rain streaked the windows, she placed a small envelope on the table. Her hands trembled. I'm leaving for a while, she said softly. I think we both need space to breathe. I nodded, unable to find words. When she left, the silence that followed wasn't peaceful, it was hollow. The kind that echoes in the chest long after footsteps fade. Months passed before I heard from her again. Then, one morning, a letter arrived, handwritten, shaky. She said she'd ended it with him. That she'd spent those months alone, trying to understand who she was without me, without him. She wanted to meet. Just to talk. I almost didn't go. But curiosity, or maybe love, pulled me back. When I saw her again, she looked different. Lighter. Regret lived in her eyes, but so did something else, clarity. I don't expect you to forgive me, she said. But I needed you to know I finally forgave myself. And in that moment, I realized what hurt most wasn't that she had betrayed me. It was that she had stopped loving herself long before she stopped loving me.